Wow, Women of Wrestling is in a new season, which can be seen in South Florida at 11 p.m. Saturdays on WBFS My 33, and also 1 p.m. Sundays on WFOR CBS Channel 4, Dolphins game permitting. And two of its newest superheroes have that Florida, South Florida vibe feel going on. The Carlson Twins, Laurie and Lindsey, known as, get this, what a cool name, Miami Sweet Heats. Go Sweet Heats.
Yes, Sweet Heats in the house. Bringing that Florida Sweet Heat, all the Florida Heat.
So ladies, this is so cool. How did you hear about WOW? How did you get involved and sign to WOW?
So, we've been wrestling in the Florida independent scene for a while, and we actually run our own business in Florida. We're occupational therapists, and we saw the tryout for in Miami. It was going to be in January, and COVID ended up canceling the tryout, but of course, David called us, and why wouldn't he want us? He decided to, he still wanted to fly us out to California, and we're Miami Sweet Heat. That's how, yeah.
That is so, it's so cool how you never know how doors are going to be open and what things are going to happen. So first of all, with the name, because it is such a good name and all, I'm wondering, was it a David McLean? Was AJ Mendez involved in the name? Was Jeanie Buss even involved in the name? Was it you two coming up with the name? How did the process come up to become Miami Sweet Heat?
Well, we're Florida girls. We live in Florida, and we love Miami.
So actually, Selena came up with the Miami Sweet Heat name. She had envisioned it, I guess, years ago in WOW, but they didn't have the perfect pair for the name. And then she met us, and right away she's like, "You're Miami Sweet Heat,"
and we're everything it represents. We love the beach, we love the sun and the fun.
And what's so cool is Miami has their NBA basketball team, Go Heat, and all, and it's so cool because you two are former basketball players. So you even have that little tie-in going on. And it's, to me, what's so funny, learning about you two, in that you both were, I believe, born and raised in Hooper, Nebraska.
Correct, yep.
And it's only apropos, that two girls from Hooper become hoop stars.
Yes, we used to say that growing up, and we kind of represent the sweet of Miami Heat is our sweet growing up in Nebraska. That's where the sweet girl comes in.
Well, she ain't sweet.
Hey, well, what was it like growing up in Hooper, and was it a farm town?
We grew up on a small farm, and both my parents were school teachers. We didn't grow up with a whole lot, but we had the best family, and we learned how to work hard from the get-go. That's everybody in Nebraska, work hard, and if you want anything in this world, my parents instilled you work hard for it and you keep after it.
So yeah, there wasn't much to do. So we, we found basketball, and that's pretty much, as growing up in our spare time, we were always shooting hoops
and then athletics. My parents, they really pushed education and athletics because my mom, now she's the president of Nebraska Methodist College. She went to school after she had us, and it really saved our family. So they pushed education. We both have our master's degree in occupational therapy. And then we got scholarships to play college basketball. And after when we knew from the get-go we wanted to move to Florida. There's more diversity, there's more fun. We're ocean girls. We love the beach. And when we finished college basketball, we always had that void, like something was missing. And until we found wrestling, wrestling filled that void, and we just fell in love with it.
How did you find pro wrestling? And also, were you trained by Alpha the Wild Samoan and his crew in Mineola with WXW?
Yes, so one of our good friends from Nebraska trained with Alpha when he had his school in Pennsylvania. When he found out we wanted to wrestle, he goes, "Oh, you can't go to any other school but Alpha and Sika." So we sent his wife, Lynn, who we're super close with the family. We still text her probably every day. We sent her a message, and she was like, come, check out a practice and see if you girls would, if it's something you want to do. The moment we walked in the door, it was like, this is it. They're family.
He treats all his kids really good, and they're like family.
And it's weird calling him off because we call him Pops. So it's like, yeah, he's our Pops.
And it was a awesome giving us, he laid the foundation for us, and they also have a school shows that, once you graduate from his school, you can do the school shows, and that kind of really helps getting your reps in and teaching you.
Yes, I'm so glad we started there and he really drilled the basics and safety, and that's the reason we can bump so well, because Pops. Safety, yep.
You have some good pedigree in the source of training that you two have done. And to me, it's so interesting because you're athletes and you're also very smart. I'm so glad you mentioned about getting your degrees and getting your master's degrees. And am I right? Do we still have Carlson Care LLC?
We still have Carlson Care LLC, and we're running it remotely. My dad, it's family owned and operated, so my dad right now is helping us run a lot of the employee stuff while we're gone.
Occupational therapists, they're living their major and now living their dream with WOW Women of Wrestling. What do you think of WOW Women of Wrestling? It's an all-women's wrestling group. David McClain, back from the Glow days, has continued on with it. Now Jeanie Buss, Los Angeles Lakers owner, amazing. She's an owner with WOW. What is it like from a superhero standpoint and also a businesswomen standpoint to see Jeanie involved, a woman, and you all involved in this now?
To have Jeanie Buss as the owner of this company is absolutely amazing. We both look up to her and what she's doing for women. We can't thank her enough, and we just appreciate what she's doing to give us this platform to show people what we can do and what we love to do. So first, we absolutely are so thankful for Jeanie.
It's opened a lot of doors for all us women here, and more to come as far as wrestling opportunity.
And David McClain, we absolutely love him, and he's the reason Laurie and I, he handpicked Laurie and I, and he believed in us. He saw our potential, and for that, we're always loyal and grateful for David.
What was the family like back home when you all ended up saying, hey, guess what? Now we're WOW Women of Wrestling superheroes?
They're super proud because athletics is big in our family. My dad played semi-pro and a little bit of professional football, and both our brothers were amateur wrestlers and college football players. And so they were super proud of us to see. My brother said, he's like, every time you and Laurie put your mind to something, you guys always do it. So they're like, we knew you were going to be successful. My dad right away, he's like, well, I just don't understand why you want to get into wrestling. Because we kind of started a little bit older. Most people start professional wrestling in their 20s, and we started at 30 years old. And
I think he was a little concerned because we were working a lot of hours. He's like, well, how are you going to manage your business and wrestling? And then when he came out and just seen how much we loved it, he kind of jumped on board then too.
Did you two know early on that you guys were going to be able to do this? You were going to handle the grind, because this was a whole new terrain for you two, and it includes a lot: the athleticism, the entertainment value, stuntmen, stunt women. Sometimes you're out there and impromptu things happen and you have to roll with it. There's a lot involved in a professional wrestler. Was that something that took time to adapt to?
We knew we had the athletic background with, college basketball when we both ran track. So we knew we athletically could do it. I remember the first day, the first day we had training, and I was like, ooh, this is going to be hard. And it's definitely the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I've cried a lot, but it's all been worth it. And you really have to grind to keep going, because it's not an easy sport to learn.
Coming from college basketball, it kind of prepared us, because you're in college, you're juggling your schedule for school and then your basketball schedule. So when it came to trying to juggle the training and work, I think we were a little bit more prepared that way. I mean, we still had our moments.
I cried a lot because we didn't really have a social life for about 3 years because we were training, work, business.
But I'm glad we started with Pops Alpha because technically, I mean, it helped us understand and grow as wrestlers with his school shows and everything. So grasping the concept and everything.
And I think college sports helped us because Pops, he loves you to death, but he's not easy on you. So he knew, he's like, well, they're tough, you know, we don't give up, and we kept going after it.
Guys, I'm going to give you the 2-minute warning because we have another interview.
Got it. And all right, so ladies, we'll wrap this up real quick. A couple of quick questions, so rapid fire at you. Who's the better basketball player?
Okay. You know, interestingly enough, our stats our senior year were like almost nearly a point different.
But I said they gave her all conference because she's blonde.
Are you now Lakers fans?
Absolutely Lakers fans. Yes, because we love Jeanie Buss.
And lastly, wow, women in wrestling superheroes, Miami Sweet Heat, the Carlson Twins. Last question for you. Okay, Hooper, Nebraska, Logan View High School, many twins. Is there something in the water? There were so many twins there.
We had like 4 sets just in our.
We had like
class.
something's in the water. I think something's in the water. Yes, lots of twins out of Hooper, Nebraska.
Just in our class.
In our class alone, we had 3 sets.
All right, ladies. What was that? I'm sorry. What was that?
In our class, I think we graduated with like 60, and we had 3 sets of twins.
All right, thank you all so much. Go get them. Wow, women in wrestling superheroes, Miami Sweet Heat.
Saturday's our debut.
The debut, the big debut.
Saturday. Bye, Jim. Thank you.